What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Everyday Struggle. I'm Nadeska here with Wayno and Akademiks. It is Thursday, Friday. My friends, what's the vibes today?
Thursday, Friday already in a long week. You know, I wish people knew, all the stuff that happened behind the scenes, like all the guests that should have came on. You know, we would have had a good week. And by the way, we did have a good week. But it's very interesting being behind the scenes of Everyday Struggle.
Why don't you go ahead and leak some information to the public, Akademiks?
No, I'm not trying. Hey, no. All I want to say, salute to my man Moneybag Yo, Black Youngster, Lil Durk.
Smooth, very, very smooth.
Yeah. I just want to say those are my guys, okay? And of course, our audience can't wait to hear from them soon. I'll just say
soon. That. Okay, we'll see. Wayno, you feeling good?
Yeah, I feel good. I'm ready for the weekend. Keeping my spirits up. Staying happy.
Yeah, definitely nothing on the news is keeping our spirits up last night. So, while I was working yesterday, I was watching this press conference. So the Attorney General of Kentucky, his name is Daniel Cameron, very interesting guy, finally sort of delivered a verdict on the Breonna Taylor case. We've been waiting 6 months to hear. And expectations for me personally are always very low at this point, but it still hurts every time. So basically, of the 3 officers involved in murdering her, only one of them was indicted, but not actually for murdering her. The charge he's facing is basically for recklessly shooting his gun. Bullets went into the apartment next door. So he's facing a charge for potentially endangering her neighbors, essentially, who were not hurt, but murdering her clearly is not an issue. What were your reactions to this when you heard the news?
For me, like you said, I didn't know what to really expect. I did know what to expect. I was hoping that would be a different outcome, but I looked at the landscape of how things have been going on in Kentucky since all of this started, and I really felt, I didn't know what the charges was going to be, but I felt like they was going to come back with some bullshit verdict, and they did. To be a father of daughters like this really made me upset. To see that you're in your home and you're not protected. Her boyfriend tried to protect himself in their home legally, exercising his rights. And they tried to charge him with attempted murder. They ended up dropping that charge. But it's just it's really unfortunate to see. That's why I said, this weekend I'm trying to keep my mind right and keep my hopes up. Because when you guys see things like this constantly, it just makes you feel like, what are we doing out here? It discourages you a bit. And that's how I felt when I first seen it. I feel sorry for her family, because they try to give them a settlement or something like that?
I'm not sure. Well, I didn't see that in the press conference, but they probably will. But it's just, I don't know. So he tried to lay out all the evidence. I tuned into the press conference because I really wanted to hear how they were going to justify it. So basically, they broke into the house in the middle of the night, right? And Breonna Taylor's boyfriend is saying, we didn't hear it. We thought it was a home invasion. So the Attorney General is claiming they spoke to all of the neighbors. And one single person said that they heard the police announce themselves. And they're going just based off of that, although all the other neighbors didn't. It's just really ridiculous. So
see, my problem with that is for a second, I'll give them benefit of doubt. Let's say it was a mistake, right? But when a civilian makes a mistake, what happens? A civilian got to go serve that time. A civilian got to be held accountable for their actions. This is not like hitting somebody's bumper and your car get messed up. Somebody lost their life. This girl had a future. Not only did she have a future, she was doing selfless acts, with her job and doing overtime during this whole COVID thing, to try to make the world a better place. So it's kind of fucked up that they could just say, oh, my bad, and everybody goes on about and lives their life, and they're not dealing with the traumas of, losing that young lady every day. So it's like, I'm heartbroken about the whole situation.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. I was surprised that there was not even a manslaughter charge involved. I thought maybe first or second, well, they probably wouldn't do first-degree murder, but even a third-degree murder charge. The charge that they basically charged the one police officer with, my homie got that charge for literally discharging his gun into the ear. You know what I mean? In a residential neighborhood. That's not about, which no one was hurt, but of course that you could endanger people by doing shit like that, right? I don't think these charges kind of address the fact that she lost her life and also what her life means. And if we've been looking outside, which is, the very popular phrase, this whole thing is, it is about Breonna Taylor, but it's bigger than that. It's trying to let people know and also change what seems to be the status quo and show people that black lives do matter. I don't think that this ruling or this grand jury indictment decision pretty much like was in line with that. I think it was basically saying, hey, we fucked up. We have to do something. Hopefully we can send this attorney general out here to explain it away. He shared the same skin color with y'all. Maybe he could pacify y'all and maybe he could calm y'all down. But if y'all think we finna charge these cops, not gonna happen. Okay? So I think they really dropped the ball here, but I don't think anyone expected anything different if you've been really following this. It took them forever. You know what I mean? This process took forever, and of course they're going to say they were taking their time looking at all the facts, but it was clear they wasn't trying to do nothing at all, But I feel like they had to do something, and by the way, shit, look how the Trump administration, they're like, yo, great job on what y'all did. Like the outrage is still with only the people. So, definitely prayers and my sympathy goes out for the family because I could imagine they're once again, like the wounds that, they've been trying to probably heal, probably got reopened again.
Yeah, that guy got up there yesterday and shed some real fake tears and said he knows that all the activists and celebrities are going to be outraged, but we did justice. No, you didn't. But in terms of the settlement you asked about, Wayno, you're correct. So there's a settlement for $12 million and includes some small reforms. Like I think they can't execute no-knock warrants anymore, but it's absolutely not enough. And it feels like there should be a civil rights investigation, an FBI investigation. Obviously, you guys see people are still in the streets protesting. So hopefully it doesn't end here.
I know, but the thing about that is like even when the FBI investigations and all that open up, nothing really happens. I think what's crazy about it is it's like this, right? Imagine playing a game and no matter how unfair the game ends up being, it always goes in the house's favor. Like it always goes like it's like being in a casino and it always goes in the house's favor. It's like the game is rigged. We all know that. I just can't understand. It's like now we're gonna see how this George Floyd shit goes too. You know what I mean? Like we gonna see how that goes. I think it's all of these rules that's written, in law enforcement and their bylaws and their guidelines and all this shit. It only benefits them. It's like, like I said, like if a civilian makes, let's say somebody, if somebody does break into their house and it transpires a different way. They was trying to charge this young man for shooting a police officer, even though they're saying we yelled out that we was a cop. You don't know where he was at in the house, even if you did yell it out. You know what I mean? Like you don't know where he was
in the
at.
middle of the night when most people are sleeping.
Exactly. So it's just like, the thing that I see about this whole attorney general, he's a fucking bozo. All he did was try to protect himself in the end. He didn't put his job on the line because I'm not gonna say he knows, but imagine if he does call it a different way. Then the whole town, he would have to probably move and go to a different place. He have to quit his job. But like end of the day, he has to live with that. That's what we're not talking about. He got to live with that fucked up decision, and karma doesn't catch up to everybody, but I hope it catches up to his ass.
Me too.
I'm also a little bit interested. I'm trying to do a little bit more research on the grand jury process there. Are these charges independent of him, or basically could he have just tacked on more charges? Because I think if there was going to be some type of FBI investigation, it has to be into that process. The grand jury process took fucking 6 months.
So I think they're basically, from what I understand, I may not be 100% correct, they're gathering all this information allegedly from months, and then he and his team, it sounds like, present the evidence to the grand jury. But from all the things I've been watching, it sounds like as a prosecutor, the way you tell the story and present the narrative certainly influences the decision, right? So if they're interviewing 5 witnesses and 4 people are like, nope, we didn't hear the cops announce themselves, and one person says they did, but that's the fact that you're harping on, it sounds like that stuff really influences the decision.
Yeah, but also, the grand jury process is a process that's used to kept, anonymity for people who could just there's reason to charge or reason not to charge. Who knows, man? It could have had 6 races on the grand jury thing. You know what I mean? Like, again, it looked like this was a fixed fight. So, again, I don't think they were going to come back with anything that didn't, wasn't in the behest of the cops. And by the way, the dude got locked up. Like, by the time you saw his mugshot, so he's back home chilling, eating Oreos. You know what I mean? He literally got out on $15,000 bail, the lightest charge possible. It's it's not even a possibility that he's going to jail. Okay, light probation. He won't even go. Like it's like
he probably just gonna have to pay a fine or something. Like it's not. I don't even think he gets probation. They're not gonna give him probation.
With this light charge, they're not even going to trial with this. If you ask me, I think he's just gonna. He probably plead out. Like even a harsh plea gives him nothing. Right. So why go to trial?
All right, so let's talk about Time's 100 most influential people list. They just released it this week. Some names on it that would be of interest to us include Megan Thee Stallion and The Weeknd, Gabrielle Union, D. Wade, and Naomi Osaka. And so this list apparently recognizes people who are impacting the world by harnessing the power of influence to forge genuine progress. So Elton John wrote the piece about The Weeknd. He compared him to Prince and said that he marches to his own beat. What do you guys think about the list? Megan got one of the covers, which was pretty dope.
Oh, I mean, list is a list. Like, this is like political, man. Like I look at this shit and I can't understand the whole list if you're looking from a straight just influence perspective, but I can understand the list if you're looking at it from a macro, bigger world picture, also agenda-filled type of shit going on. You get me? So, like, yeah, I understand the list. You know what I mean? It's Time Magazine. This ain't really, like, the official list. This is kind of like their way of, like, saying, hey, listen, these people are using celebrity to push propaganda in a really good way. You know, so...
So using their celebrity to push propaganda?
Yeah.
The people that's on the list?
Yeah, of course, all of them. For the most
Everybody?
part. Not everybody. No, keep in mind, because listen, it's not that much of an esteemed honor to be on this list. Trump is also on the list, right? So I can't say fuck the Trump and then y'all be like, oh, I'm glad to be on the list with this motherfucker. He's on the list.
The thing that I did like, my biggest takeaway from the list is what Elton John said about Weeknd, only because when older artists say shit like that and he compares him to Prince, I just take it a little serious because he was running around the same time Prince was running around as an artist. So that means, like, you know, if he's comparing him to Prince, that means he got, like, you can't just call Elton John on some bullshit. Like, nah, Prince is just this icon. Nobody can compare to him. If he's saying that he reminds him of Prince, that says a lot about Weeknd.
Hey, like, dumb question on my part, and I know he's influential, but just hearing the explanation for the list, what the fuck is The Weeknd doing? Like, I understand the Gabrielle Union and D. Wade. I think they're doing a great job of, you know, pushing for LGBTQ acceptance, you know, just mainstream. You know, I Megan Thee Stallion one, I don't get it. I don't get nothing about this. Let's move on, man.
Yeah, Weeknd dropped a really, really dope album, but I want
what the fuck that got to do with using your celebrity to influence others? Like that nigga just sold it out.
I got two picks. I want Young Thug on the list, and I want A$AP Bari on the list. They're two influential people.
All right, man, you gotta make a Harlem list, man. You gotta make a Harlem list for this one.
So you guys want to do the Rolling Stone list or nah? 500 greatest albums of all time. All right, so they released the latest version of this list. Prior to this, the most recent one was 2012. So when they updated it this year, they added 154 new albums. So for us, let's see, there's about 10 rap albums in the top 20. Let's see, Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, number 10. Public Enemies at 15. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy at 17. Kendrick's To Pimp a Butterfly at 19, and then there's a couple more in there like Nas, Illmatic, Jay-Z, The Blueprint. For you Akademiks, Bob Marley and the Wailers, Legend is number 48.
You don't got no Tupac in there?
I don't see any Tupac on this list in front of me.
Man, throw this list of rice. Like, if you don't got no Pac, I don't even want to hear.
Yeah, that list, I mean, man, I need Mobb Deep's The Infamous in that list.
Roger said he's not in the top 50. As long as he's on the list. I mean... Yo, when it comes to lists, like, you will rank off your personal preference. Pac is always going to be, like, a top 5, you know, especially if we're talking about albums. And I get it. But, truth be told, Liquid Swords? I don't know.
Yo, who made Liquid Swords, Zach?
Fucking, nigga, I don't even know, nigga.
The Jizza.
Nigga, somebody Wu-Tang, nigga. Somebody
Wu-Tang.
No, yo, Mary J. Blige, My Life should be on this list. That's one of the
Jizza, yeah, nigga.
Yeah.
All right. How about
we all over the place today.
Yeah, no, sorry guys, we're mad scattered. That
was gonna call the Wu-Tang album, but I know
Thursday, Friday. Here's something that you guys might be more interested in. We've talked a lot about Lil Durk having this really amazing year and having great momentum right now. So recently he got on Instagram and he said he's the #1 rapper from Chicago in 2020, noting that in 2012 he was number 30. Very specific.
Is this big facts? This is big facts. I mean, if it was that segment, but yeah, Dirk is not wrong. Dirk is definitely not wrong.
Yeah,
I think he's the number
Dirk's
one.
top 3. I think you're number 1?
I think he's number 1. I put Polo G at number 2.
Yeah, yo, I had a heated discussion on my live stream about this, like Dirk or Polo G, who's the guy right now for Chicago, especially like who's the streets. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna lie, I'm buying into this whole The Voice thing, so I said Dirk, but a lot of people disagree with me and said Polo G. You know, I think Polo G has a smaller catalog, so I'm gonna rock with a person with a larger catalog. And also, truth be told, we talked to Polo G on here. Yeah, Dirk has a lot of influence, and just watching how Dirk move influenced Polo G. So it's hard for me to give Polo G the nod at this moment. So I'll rock with what Dirk says.
I would give Polo. I think Polo G would agree with us, only off the mere fact that Polo G, that says a lot about him. He only been out like mainstream for 2 years. I mean, 2 years. If you number 2 in 2 years, and Dirk has been in damn near 10, that says a whole lot. That says a whole lot for Polo G. But it also says a lot that a lot of the Chicago rappers have been rising. To, Ak, would you do a Chicago list?
I'll do it.
I put Saba Pivot on that list too.
Hey, yo, here's the thing about Chicago, right? I think if you're having a Chicago list, just because, like, a lot of their artists have had feuds, this and third,
yeah.
The list usually comes in with who did you like more? You know what I mean? It's like for example, like L.A. Capone obviously got to be. Well, it depends on what list you're making too.
Yeah,
are we talking about the Kanye's? Are we talking about the Kanye's? Or are we just talking about like?
Nah, Kanye's out this conversation. Kanye's the greatest. Kanye's one of the greatest artists of all time. So we exclude him out of that. We talking about Chicago right now. My top 3 is I gotta go Durk, Polo G Herbo. That's top 3, easy. That's not even a debate.
Yeah, that's the 3. I don't know if it's ranked like that for me. Because I personally think that I think G Herbo is the best rapper out of all 3 of those. I think Polo G might make the best songs, and I think definitely Durk has the best melodies.
Well, Polo G don't get credit for his rapping. He got a lot of good verses. Like, he got the best verse on Durk's song on Durk's album. Okay. So that's a guess. So I mean, we'll see.
Well, at least you guys agree on the top 3. All right, why don't we let's take it to Brooklyn for a minute. Today, for a fast break, we're going to do 2 artists, Sheff G and Sleepy Hallow. Let's start with Sheff G. So he started rapping back in 2017. That's the year he dropped his breakout hit, No Suburban. Last year, he followed up with his first project that was called The Unlucky Lucky Kid, which included my favorite record so far, We Gettin' Money. This year, he dropped 2 more projects, Just For Y'all and One and Only. And a few weeks ago, it was announced that his label with Sleepy Hallow, called Winner's Circle Entertainment, signed a partnership with RCA Records. So of course he's credited as one of the leaders of the Brooklyn Drill movement. Sleepy Hallow, also from Brooklyn. Over the past few years, we've heard him and Sheff G collaborate a lot on records including Panic, Automatic, and Flows. Then he followed up with his own solo records, Too Fake and I Get Love. And last year he dropped his first album, Don't Sleep. This past June, another one called Sleepy for President. You guys can talk about them separately, individually, however you like. But what do you think about Sheff G and Sleepy Hallow?
Yeah, I'm kind of new to the Sleepy Hallow, wave. But Sheff G, because that new Apollo shit, I didn't even like it.
That's not from Sheff G. I mean, that's not from him.
That's not from him.
No, Apollo's from Smooth.
Oh, that's Smooth L, ain't it?
Yeah.
I'm tripping. I'm tripping. No, today I'm tripping.
So you don't know about Deep End? Wait, hold on. You don't know about Deep End?
No. I don't. There's 2 dudes.
DJ Akademiks, y'all.
Bruh, hold on. I'm not checking for every nigga who on the ground now. Come on now. No, Sleepy Hallow. Yeah, I do know the Deep End song, but bruh, that shit don't even register on my radar.
It went gold, Akademiks.
I know Sheff G. Hold on, I know Sheff G. Just because like he always went back and forth with 2 Gs, and I always watched that back and forth. And I remember when I was watching it, it was like, again, I'm always like into like back and forth like that. And ever since like Bobby Shmurda and them niggas, got locked up, I haven't seen like 2 artists or 2 like groups of artists within New York kind of have that type of energy. So watching 22Gs and Sheff G, I was watching like, this shit real? And then I started seeing like, this is a whole wave. So that's when I saw more people kind of hop in. I've seen a couple collabs with Sleepy Hallow, to be honest, but like, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't even gotten on the Sleepy Hallow train. I'm not even gonna cap it all. So, but
What about the Sheff G trend?
yeah, well, Sheff G, this is interesting, right? I didn't realize. You tell me which one it is. I think 22G's had a song called Suburban.
Yeah, and then this record
I heard no Suburban first, and I was bumping. I'm like, this shit's hard. You know what I mean? Then I realized, oh shit, this is what in Jamaican terms we call a counteraction or a response. It's a response to 22G's song. I think he's a good rapper. I just don't know why he doesn't have more like notoriety. I'm gonna be honest with you.
And this goes back to the whole
and
debate.
I credit him for bringing that all the UK sounds here because I remember I'm like, yo, who's making his beats?
So I think the reason why he doesn't get the notoriety that he should is because it goes back to that whole New York shit. You know what I mean? Like how we talk about how, New York, I feel like he's one of them two together because they're not a group, but they kind of like run synonymous, like right next to each other. I think that they might be one of the best new duos coming out the city. And what I like about them is even though that they were involved with the bullshit, with like, the 22Gs back and forth type of shit, because it does spill into the streets, they've kind of stayed out of it as far as like their music. Like they making records. You know what I'm saying? Like Deep End was one of the biggest, I say one of the biggest.
Oh yeah, I had that on my playlist. I'm tripping.
Yeah. What exactly? The scene of Nadeska. What is this nigga talking about, bro?
Yo, we're all tripping today. I'm not gonna lie.
No.
Kind of sloppy.
I'm gonna tell you why. Yo, listen. I recognize artists by like a huge hit, and like I thought that song was like cool, but like it wasn't like.
Bro,
it's not like Welcome to the Party or Big.
You're one of the numbers.
I know. I'm looking at it. 100 million on Spotify.
He has a gold record under his belt as an up and coming artist, and they did that before they signed this situation over.
I feel like Wayno's putting me on right now.
I'm just saying. No. Like, so we got a Nadeska. I remember did you interview Sheff G? That was last year, right?
Yeah, and so I was gonna ask you guys, what role do you think personality plays here? Because someone like a Pop Smoke, of course, was very charismatic and outgoing. Sheff G, I like the music a lot, but in our interview, he was very sort of soft-spoken and low-key. He doesn't really seem like a loud, put yourself out there kind of guy. So I don't know if that plays into it.
He kind of reminds me of like. Of course, he's gonna get compared because he's from Brooklyn and he's fat and he's dark skinned. Biggie, as far as his personality, how Biggie was kind of soft spoken but had a cool like personality. You know what I mean? Make a couple jokes here and there. But I think that Sheff, they just need records. Like, and I feel like they're gonna come with some records, but they've been consistent with their EPs and all of that shit. And they're not doing too much. That's what I like about them. They really not doing too much. They're not mixy. They don't really got no features with nobody. They don't really put nobody on their shit. It's just been them two going back and forth on each other's projects. So I think that they gonna be like the next big thing out of not just Brooklyn, but out of New York.
They need a little bit of personality. A little bit of person, not for real. Like, because truth be told, I had to Google these niggas just now. Like,
man.
But it's because of what Wayno said. They're not doing too much. That's why you're not.
Yeah, no. But yo,
here's the thing. Here's the music.
Yo, you're gonna be known. Like, to me, if we talk Brooklyn drill, Sheff G is always gonna be a legend. I think he's just a legend. He's a pioneer of Brooklyn drill, this new movement, right? But I think if the ultimate goal has to be to break out of this bubble, right? We're gonna call it a bubble. Okay. And breaking out of that is kind of having a little bit of charisma, kind of, like stepping out that box a little bit. You know what I mean? Like to me, sometimes these niggas move low like they really killers, man.
Back. This is what I'm trying to tell you, bro. I don't even look at them as drill. No, like I don't look at them as drill. Right, if you listen, I'm telling you, listen to their EPs, man. Like I don't even look at them as what's Tiptoe? That's the other record I think they got, Tiptoe. Like they might use certain types of beats, but as far as like drill is like just straight diss records. Everybody dissing a nigga every single song. Like every song don't sound like a drill record. Like it don't.
For me, I'm comparing it to obviously like I could say the first person I think we saw broke out of the bubble with Pop. Like he was just kind of out there more and be like, oh, this guy isn't just a drill rapper. He's just rapping. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I think Fabio just based on like his like big hits and like kind of like his associations. Yeah, we think about him the same. I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt on that. Right, from the songs I've heard, I'm like, okay, this is some drill shit.
All right, so tap in on the EPs this weekend. Just tap in on the EPs this weekend.
Okay.
He'll circle back in a year and be like, yeah, 10 hours ago I became a mega fan. It was one record that changed everything.
No, I ain't gonna lie though. I want you this if you can. You know who dropped a really good album that I think you would really love and respect, and I'm not joking? Conway album, yeah, he dropped a really
How we go from Sleepy Hallow to Conway?
It's New York, it's upstate. Yeah, we didn't took the I-95 upstate now. All right, relax. I'm just
like 8 hours upstate. You're not Buffalo?
I'm just telling you, like, he dropped a really good on some rapping shit, because a lot of people don't see our behind the scenes talks and know you be listening to rap a lot more than a lot of the other shit. Tapping on Conway shit.
Yeah, now I listen to Conway. Usually I listen to Conway when we're about to speak about him. Truth be told, you know what I mean. But I'll check it out. I'll check it out. And apologies to my man Sleepy Hodge. I'm not that much in tune. No disrespect intended. I don't want to drill niggas thinking it. Yo, the last time I remember when I had said something, I was really trying to give Pop Smoke some credit, but like I ignored and just kind of, because I was like, yo, like Pop is the face of like this movement, and he kind of put it on the map, and of course, like, you know what I mean, the Sheff G's of this world, and of course, like, you know, 22 G's as well. They were like, yo, bro, like what, like we don't exist, nigga. So yeah, pardon my ignorance.
So on the
DJ Akademiks. All right, guys.
Yo, Wayno be listening to, Wayno be like, the shit that Wayno listens to sometimes amazes me. But I do think that's him supporting New York a lot.
I mean, I do.
You're tapped in with New York.
I don't like everybody from New York. Let's just put that out there. I don't like all these niggas. But like, it's certain ones that I really do fuck with. Like, even, you know, and they was rivals at one time. Like 22 G's, that growth and development project was hard too. Like, you know what I mean? You got Coach the Ghost. It's a Busy Banks. It's a lot of new young up and coming New York kids that like it's just a different time. It's a different wave. You know what I mean? You gotta get with it. You gotta adapt. And they got some shit coming.
All right. Thank you, guys. If you haven't heard Sheff G or Sleepy Hallow, go check out the music. And for our last Kanye breaking news update of the week, thankfully, Kanye has announced that he's giving all good music artists back the 50% share of their masters that he owns. Got him some thanks from Big Sean, Designer, and 070 Shake. He also announced that he's going to be wearing Jordans until he's on the board of Adidas, and he said that he won't be releasing anything with the Gap until he's on the board. There are some action items for you guys, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
Gotta clap it up for Ye. Yo, Wayne don't want to be a hater so bad. Like, he says some shit. He says some shit. People called him out of his hypocrisy. Nigga, don't you own some people masters too? Yeah, you know, he could have just ducked out of the conversation and be like, all right, anyway, back to vote for me for 2020. You know what he did? He said, yo, y'all right? Take your masters back. I think we got to give Kanye with some credit. And also, even if he's not going to be all the way in this fight, trying to, like, you know, get at the labels, you got to say he did his part, because whoever may have been oppressed by him, he gave them their shit back. So
yeah, I mean,
something came out of
the conversation with that. I mean, I'm not even on, like, that's cool. That's amazing. He should have led the conversation with that. I'm just looking at the updates of him saying, I'm gonna wear Jordans till Adidas puts me on the board, or I'm not gonna put out nothing with Gap until I get put on the board. It's like, you didn't make those decisions until now. So it's just, you know, it's just a little funny. That's all.
Yeah. I think he's having an enlightenment about ownership and really true power. However, I don't know if Adidas or Gap wants someone who is that scatterbrained and spontaneous, and also who makes decisions on. By the way, like, you know how a label won't give niggas their masters back? That's worth millions and actually billions of dollars. Fuck out of here. They're not giving niggas back shit. Yeah, so when someone is making anti-business decisions like that, yeah, they don't want to put you on the board, nigga.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about you going with Jordans, like, Michael Jordan owns Jordan brand. Nike owns Jordan brand. They own the largest share. So
we're back to checks over stripes. Wayno, obviously. He's no longer offended by that line, because we're back.
We're back.
Oh, man. Life moves.
He's just trying to fuck up Drake deal. That's it.
Come on, man.
What? Okay, let's.
He's just trying to fuck up Drake.
Yeah,
deal.
I guess we don't
let's
have
just
to
don't
get
go
deep
with
into
it,
that
yeah.
one. Okay,
Right.
my friends, here is another reminder for you to go out and please register to vote if you have not already. I want to give a shout out to one of our producers on the show, Christina. So she has a production company called Pink Lemonade, and they're helping an organization called the Center for Popular Democracy throw a big virtual summit for the youth this weekend. So it's going to run from this Thursday to Saturday the 26th. There's a lot of workshops and panels hosted by activists and celebrities like Robert De Niro, DJ Enough, and Mark Lamont Hill. Basically, you can log on, get a lot of information on just voting, how you can be more proactive in your communities if you are outraged by what's going on. We're going to drop the link in the description box below if you want to go check it out. Other than that, I hope you guys have a good weekend. I'm sure Axe still has not registered to vote, but I know it's on the top of his to-do list this weekend, correct?
Yeah, we getting that done today. Today's voter registration day. Let's get it done.
Hey Chris, get that act in the group chat. Come on, let's go. You know, we got a multi-talented production staff. They do 10 different things other than what they doing here. But shouts out to Chris. For real.
I'm really scrolling through Sleepy Hallow's catalog right now. I'm about to get on this.
Oh, that's what you're distracted by
could you
over
please?
there.
Yeah,
I see the deep end freestyle. It looked like it did really well. I remember this one.
Duh.
Back over there in his
Come
big
on,
research center.
Why
Akademiks
Wayno
HQ.
so shocked? Yo, I ain't gonna lie. That's the first time I ever saw his face. So when I googled him.
Is he cute?
Yeah, now go. You know, show them some love on the Akademiks platform, man. Come on, they dope.
All right, guys.
I'm gonna bump this deep end freestyle, then I'm gonna work my way up.
Yeah, just don't do it right now. We don't need a lawsuit. Thank you for watching
Right.
Everyday Struggle. Send us some fan questions. We're on Twitter with 2G. Send us some videos, please. 30 seconds or less. And we'll see you here Monday on Complex.